Hospitals in most of Brazil's largest cities are on the brink of collapse as coronavirus cases surge and the death toll hits new records. Ian Lee is in London with this story and more. Ian, what can you tell us?
Good morning, Anne-Marie. The situation in Brazil is dire, and it's only getting worse. More than 80% of intensive care units in most of the country are full, while 2 cities have exceeded their ICU capacity. Yesterday, Brazil hit a new daily record with really nearly 2,000 COVID deaths. That brings their total to 266,000 since the pandemic began, making it the second highest death rate in the world. Health officials say the only hope now is for a miracle of mass vaccination or a radical change in the pandemic's management. The latter is unlikely, as earlier this week, Brazil's president told people to stop whining about the virus. Next, we're in Australia, where a man has pled guilty to filming and mocking dying police officers. It all began when 4 officers pulled over Richard Puzzi for speeding. While being arrested, a semi-truck hit all 4 officers and narrowly missed him. He then pulled out his phone to film and taunt one policewoman as she lay dying, pinned under the truck. Puzzi then fled the scene, but authorities later caught up to him. He's now charged with outraging public decency, which doesn't have a maximum penalty. We move on now to Namibia's First Lady, who is firing back at internet trolls. In a video, Monica Gengos said enough is enough after being subjected to what's being described as slut-shaming and being labeled fat, ugly, stupid, and too ambitious. A lot of the online hate stems from the 35-year age difference between her and her husband, the president. Gengos is now calling on other women to speak up against harassment with the hashtag "Your silence will not protect you." Finally, we are leaving this planet for the moon. China and Russia have announced plans to build a joint lunar space station. They're not sure if it'll be on the surface, in orbit, or both. In a joint statement, the country's space agencies said they will carry out a wide range of scientific research and exploration. It will also be open for other nations to use. The 2 countries agreed to collaborate on the planning, design, development, and operation of the station. And this announcement comes as Russia celebrates the 60th anniversary of its first ever manned spaceflight. And Anne-Marie, love me a space story, and a lot of countries are racing to get to the moon. NASA's Artemis program hopes to return Americans by 2024 and to establish its own lunar base by the end of the decade. That will create the groundwork for the next giant step, sending astronauts to Mars.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. It still sort of boggles the mind that we were able to do it sort of in the late 1960s, 1969, and we really haven't gone back to the moon since. What gives? I want to know. Anyways, Ian, thank you very
with
much.
more technology than that's in this, or less technology than that's in this phone, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's so true. Ian, thanks a lot.